People keep, there's a lot of people who may not, remember the history of Steve Sarkisian that wonder, how does he get Quinn Ewers? How does he get Malik Murphy? How does he get these guys, given the fact that Texas has been so mediocre? Well, if you're a quarterback, there's not many better people you can go and play for as far as quarterback coaches go. So top 5 Steve Sarkisian QBs over the years. Number 5, and look, I know he didn't have a great college career, but Jake Locker was a fantastic quarterback at Washington and was drafted, I believe, 10th overall.
You said he didn't have a good college career.
Or pro career, but was drafted 10th overall by the Titans. I mean, that's what the coaches are supposed to do. Like Jimbo Fisher kind of gets knocked for this as well, but look, all he did was put Matt Flynn and Jameis Winston and Jamarcus Russell and all these guys up high. That's what Sark's doing, is putting the quarterbacks up high.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of torn on this because I totally agree with you as far as they're doing their job as far as getting these guys drafted. But with Jimbo, you just named 3 guys, and you didn't even mention E.J. Manuel, who are all total non-factor busts.
Christian Ponder, bust.
God, that's 5 dudes that are all top picks that are all busts. So, yeah, that's where I'm kind of torn, is like, yeah, good job getting them there. But as far as them doing something when they got there, I don't know where you can't blame him necessarily, but it would make me a little leery drafting a Jimbo Fisher quarterback the next time around when he's, got that kind of a hit rate. But, I mean, at college, that's all you're supposed to do is win there. And Jake Locker did really well at Washington, and Sark had a big part to do with that. So, yeah, I mean, he did his job.
Yeah. And, look, maybe these next 2 you can split hairs on who's better, or we know who's better right away, and it's number 4, Mac Jones. Had a really great rookie year for the Patriots. Looks like he's set to do something. Of course, when you land with the Patriots, that's kind of, that's winning right there, but fits their system well. And, the Saban to Belichick changeover is a pretty easy one, considering those guys used to be attached to the hip when Saban worked for him in Cleveland.
Yeah, Saban gets so much credit, which he has earned, and he's been through so many different coordinators. Now it's Bill O'Brien, correct? That Mac Jones was really good.
Yeah.
But I never thought of him as going to be that good as a pro player. And it's early, but he really at times last year was fantastic.
It's probably because of that midsection there. And look, I'm a person with a midsection, so I can tell you.
Those are rib protectors.
Yeah, but I mean, look at the other couple guys. Like the rib protectors don't stick out that far.
Yeah.
That was what people thought about Mac Jones. Was like, man, look at him. He does not look athletic. But the last great quarterback for the Patriots when he started didn't look athletic either. Very famous picture. Of Tom Brady. So yeah, I think that's why people judge Mac Jones a little bit there.
I'm going to go back to what I was saying about Fisher. Not necessarily declare Jameis a total bust, but all the rest of those guys were absolute freaking busts.
Jameis is the only one, and then Matt Flynn was an effective backup.
Matt Flynn wasn't a bust because he was not a high pick, so I shouldn't include him.
But Jameis is the only one who's been an effective quarterback at all.
Like any type of effective. Yeah, that's basically what I was getting at as well. But
Jamarcus Russell, was that?
Yeah, he was number 1, and he didn't do anything.
Yeah, he was a bad flame out.
Yeah. So.
Probably the worst ever, actually. But yeah, Mac Jones, great player. I don't know about the whole midsection and all that. I just think there's not necessarily something flashy about him or something to like really glom onto. He's not like a big dual threat guy. He's not, like there's not a massive highlight tape of anything other than making a bunch of good throws, So there's not really that other intangible that maybe separates him from just being, just a really good quarterback. That's kind of how I see it, but whatever it is, he's not necessarily the guy that you first think of, but damn good and has a damn good pro career, it appears, in front of him as well. I mean, Belichick doesn't draft him if there's not something pretty good there. I mean, he knows what he's doing, and so that speaks a lot to Sark.
Yeah, number 3, Tua Tagovailoa. We'll see what happens with him in the pros. But, I mean, before he got hurt that year at Alabama, he was having one of the best years a quarterback had ever had. And that was due in large part to Sark. I do think that Tua probably has a ceiling, and I probably should have put Mac Jones in front of him. But, just for the sake of debate here, we'll leave him at number 3 because the individual season he had was probably better than the individual season that Mac Jones had overall. But Tua, and again, people can think about Tua what they want, but as far as a college quarterback goes, he was pretty damn salty.
Yeah, he really was. But no, I mean, I'm taking Mac Jones over him 10 times out of 10 right now, absolutely. But yeah, as a college quarterback, he was great.
Yeah, number 2, Matt Leinart. the quarterback who was on one of the best teams in the history of college football, and the quarterback was on the team who lost to one of the best teams in college football after they've been anointed one of the best teams in the history of college football. But Matt Leinart was really good and was had an NFL career, but wasn't anything to write home about, but a decently sized NFL career. So, and won the Heisman Trophy. So, what else can you say about that as a quarterback coaching job?
I'd say it's a good thing that Sark's a college head coach and not an NFL guy. Same with Jimbo. I would actually, now with looking at this list and look, this is all college based, so this is all tremendous players. But I'd like to know, who's the guy producing quarterbacks at that rate that are actually sticking? Is there anybody out there that's doing that? Where you could name 5 dudes and they're all in the pros and doing well? Probably not at one time, obviously, but I guess if you did Saban and you did quarterbacks over a stretch, that'd be half these guys. But do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you look at Jimbo's list, you name 5 guys, 4 of them are busts.
Yeah.
You look at this list, NFL-wise, not necessarily a lot of success. So I'm saying, who would be the NFL guru? I don't even know if there is a guy like that. Maybe that's a dumb question. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but Jimbo kind of feels like the new Jeff Tedford. You remember Jeff Tedford? But, Tedford also had Aaron Rodgers, so it kind of broke that mold there, but he had a lot of other ones, so.
Well, you had Deshaun Watson played at Clemson.
Trevor Lawrence.
And then also Trevor Lawrence.
But we don't know about Trevor Lawrence really yet.
And then, of course, Ohio State with Stroud will be out, but yeah.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, because,
for example, Brigham Young, when they had Lavelle Edwards. They cranked them out. Gifford Nielsen and Jim McMahon and Steve Young.
Yeah, but if you look, just go in the AFC. If you go in the AFC West,
Denver.
Okay, who are the quarterbacks in the AFC West? It's Russell Wilson, who went to Wisconsin,
right?
And they don't have a bunch of guys in the NFL. It's Patrick Mahomes, who went to Texas Tech, and Cliff Kingsbury's as the head coach record on quarterbacks was Patrick Mahomes and no one. Justin Herbert went to Oregon. He's the only. I mean, Mariota's in the league, but he's not. He and Jameis are kind of in the same category right now, and they're in that same draft. And then, and Derek Carr went to Fresno State. So everybody's kind of all over the place.
And that's Fresno State.
Lincoln Riley might be a guy, but Baker's not obviously very active right now.
Kyler Murray is,
yeah, but he looked like he was set there to have a bunch of star quarterbacks, so he's kind of the next heir of that. But yeah, it's hard to, your job's to produce them at the college level. That's the point. Sark's doing that. Lincoln Riley's done that. Tedford, you mentioned, and Fisher's done that. So yeah, Matt Leinart, obviously a great college quarterback. That's all that matters.
Yeah, and number one, look, the one who had the most success, college and pro, would be Carson Palmer, who was a Heisman Trophy winner and a really good pro. Just a really good pro.
Yeah, he was. He really was. I think we had him win Super Bowl. May have been by phone.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. There you go, Paul. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Carson Palmer is certainly the best of the bunch and was able to do it at both levels, like you said. It's been a little while since he's played, but it's almost a forgotten Heisman to me because it just happened so long ago now at this point. But yeah, he was tremendous. SC had a great run, and yeah, Sark's got it rolling right now. He's going to definitely add to this list. It's just a matter of how much he gets out of Ewers, how much he gets out of Malik Murphy and Manning and everybody else. But certainly the table's set really nicely right now.
All right, that's Paul's top 5. We appreciate that. One note, Hugh McElhaney, one of the great